Greece, the land known for many things: beautiful architecture, having terrible economies, being in debt, unstable politics, you know, lovely things. What if we turned it up to 11? Today we're going to be playing Greece and we are going to be making the Byzantine Empire, a empire so infamous for having a terrible political system that being called a Byzantium political system was considered an insult because it was just a terrible political system. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't know actually how bad it was because I was never into that. I was more so interested in Roman and for some reason the Bulgarians. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where that obsession came in. Like, the tism just decided, you know what, this is cool, this is mine now. Um, but yeah, no. So that is what we're gonna be doing today. Um, so the reason why I wanted to make this video to begin with was the fact of one of my favorite YouTubers is a man by the name of Stakuya, and he made a video a while back about doing a Byzantium run. And doing it, he came up with a slight issue. Well, there's an issue now with it. It's the fact of it just doesn't work anymore, really, because of the new DLC update. Turkey actually does not do any naval invasions, so you kind of have to just sit there and waiting for them. I sat there through a playthrough, like ready to record. I'm like, huh, nothing's happening. Yeah, so it's kind of annoying. So I'm trying to make this video to maybe help other people that either were interested in his content and tried doing it, or just use the previously well-known strategy and we're like, what the hell? Why is it not working? All right, so now we have doing our little election thing. We put the king in house arrest, so we got our lovely man here with the beautiful beard and well-groomed mustache. He is a great leader, but he has one slight flaw in the fact that he dies, well, can die at basically any time, which means he could die like a week after getting him. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do this Crush the Marcus. The reason being is this gives us uh, stability and war support. So, doing this, if we click that, if he dies, we'll get a big reduction in war support and stability. And if we do not press that and we let it tick down, we will be forced to demobilize the army and we will be put to volunteer only. Which, for the Greeks that have a core population of, what is it, 6.29 million, and only being able to uh, draft, what, 1.5%? It's That's pretty abysmal. So we're gonna have to um make sure that doesn't happen by doing that. The next thing we have coming up after utilize our strength is open foreign subsidized factories. So what you do for that is you go around to the four great powers, which that being the Soviet Union, Germany, France, and the UK. Um, I'm sorry, Italy, as I am an Italy lover. If you can tell, my first video being of Italy, I absolutely love playing them. But they are not considered a great power. So, what you have to do for this focus is for every one of those four great powers you have 80 opinion or greater, you get one civ and one mill. This coming from a country that only has, I think, 11 civs and 2 mills, that is absolutely busted. So we need to get that. So if we go around improving relations, by the time that that focus is up, we will have a very, not great, but decent economy. So start that, and there you go. All right, now that we're done with our political focuses over here, it's now time, well, financial focuses, industry, stuff like that. Now it's time to work on our political focuses. So we're going to do bring the exiled Republicans home, and then after that, we're going to start working on compromise with the monarchs. Remember the Anatolian catastrophe, and eventually get down to Anatolian refugees and the resurrecting the Magali idea. So start working down there. That's basically all you're going to be doing for the next year or so in game time. Um, in the background, you should start working on some ports and eventually, hopefully, work on hmm, getting some more divisions. So work on training up about 8 to 10 new divisions. I'm gonna do 10, and just have them slept down. Have that going in the background, and that should be all the divisions you need before for the war with the Turks. All right. So now with um compromise with the monarchs, we now have to do remembering the Anatolian catastrophe. So what this was after World War One. If we go into the map here, I'll show you the area that was the Ottoman area was broken up into different occupation zones. So we have the French, they got Syria and Lebanon. The British got Palestine, Jordan, and Kuwait, along with some other territories, and Saudi Arabia got just bigger. um, the Greeks actually did get some territory. They had the coast of what is now Turkey, and they had the area around Istanbul on the left side of the canal here. Well, straits. But basically, after World War One, after the area was divided up, the Turks basically came in and fought the Greeks in a brutal conflict that lasted 3 years, and the Greeks were eventually kicked out of Asia Minor, which is this area. Um, so that is the reference for that. Okay, so after finishing, what is it? Anatolian refugees, we get this event. So, the dastardly Anatolian fascists have been sowing chaos while making themselves unapproachable by the government since their very inception by their manipulative movement. However, things appear to be changing. We have been approached with an offer to make the deal of a century to join our forces with the Anatolian fascists to further our mutual goal of a defeated Turkey. There are two options. One, we go with the what is it? Um the fascists. Another one where we don't and we use this. What is this guy? We're gonna go with the fascist. Mostly because going with the fascist allows us to go down the route of Byzantines and stuff like that, and also being fascist allows us different avenues for future relations. But so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go down resurrecting the Magali idea. So we're gonna do that, and then no, we're gonna sit here for a second because some cool stuff is going to happen. How are we doing that trip deployments? Okay, so the convention, we have two different choices for who we invite. We invite the French and British, or we invite the original three. We're gonna invite the original three because that's just what you do. Once we do that, only Italy attends the convention. Our delegation officials have mulled over the embassy news that only Italy has indicated interest in deciding Turkey's fate at the heart at the convention, and ultimately decide the only course of action there is to take is to call off the convention entirely. This is not a move decided lightly, as many ministerial offices are all too aware that they stake their entirety of their movement's legitimacy on avenging 1922, and now the situation has evolved to the point where the entire operation is in jeopardy, and the fascists are not happy. I'm not surprised by this. So, in fact, of dealing with fascists and making business deals with them never ends well. Alright, so we now have the Triple E launches a coup. We should have known it would end like this. The leadership of the AAA has condemned us as a weak and ineffective, weak and ineffectual, and declared us the most imminent barrier to Greek greatness. The ruffians made a massive spectacle in the Hellenic Parliament where they castigated us all as traitors and declared they would do all in their power to unseat us. Sure enough, after all dramatically leaving the chamber at once, they returned hours later with a mob trailing them, calling for immediate collective resignation. Um, yeah, no, we're gonna agree with them and say we must answer for our failures. And thus now we become fascist. Horror and fear is the choice to decide, you know what, we're gonna go invade um the Turkish people. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get 6 of our divisions together and we're gonna put these into a separate army. These guys will have their own goals in mind. So if we put we'll put these guys under this lovely gentleman, and then this guy will be under general, and our field marshal will be Nicholas because he gets some pretty good attack bonuses, which I would like to have. Then what we're going to do is we're going to actually let the Turks invade our land. So we're going to put a fallback line here and here. And then we're going to put these guys here in Thessaloniki. So the plan is we're going to let the Turks rush in and push towards Thessaloniki, but they're going to be stopped here by our army, and there's going to be a port here. Then what we are going to do, we're going to take our 6 troops under General Marcos Dracos, and we are going to invade back into Exen. I'm just going to call it Alex, and we are going to take this tile, and we're also going to take the port here. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to push and squeeze these guys out, the people in this port, but we're not going to take the port because we want them to funnel in more troops. Well, also, these guys will be able to be supplied and also be given more troops to hold this area. So we're going to have 1 wall of troops here, 1 wall of troops here, and basically just every time the Turks will send troops into this little pocket here at the harbor, we are going to attack. And then once we kill the troops, we're immediately stop so we don't accidentally take the tile and let them funnel in more troops. It's kind of cheesy, but it will work, and that's all that matters at the moment. So we're going to move them around. Alright, the war started and it's going on for a little bit while now. Turks have lost around 30k, we've only lost 3k. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this run for a little bit, and basically you just want the Turks to take a lot of damage here, lose a lot of their supply and stuff like that. So once we land here and send them around to take these 2 tiles, the Turks won't have really supplies to fight us too much, and hopefully should make this a lot easier. When it comes to focuses, we're gonna be going down to revival of the double-headed eagle, and then we're going to go down to this one here. I don't know how to pronounce that. And then go back to our economic ones, because we will need more factories since they have taken a bit of our land. So we have lost some of our mills. We lost 2 of them. So we will need to get that back. But as things stand right now, you just want to sit here for a little bit until they've lost. I think Turks lose around 100k, and then you launch it in. Alright, with the Turks being decently battered here, they're really bad on supply, except for their tanks, but that's it's not too bad. We are going to send these guys in to try to capture territory, so put them on attack. Navy, I'm going to put you on naval invasion support, and let's send those boys in. There shouldn't be anybody here. We just have to push past that and then take the port. Come on. Alright, well, they landed. They got there in time, but won't matter because they're going to be pushed out right about now. Okay, so how I want to do this, I want to send 3 of these guys. I'm going to have, no, all of them, select all. 3 of them are going to go push it to here. And then the other 3 are going to push here. And these guys here. And these guys here. And let me turn this down to 2 speed. And I think we just got got some of our mills back. All right. Put another one in there. And are we being bombed? But okay, yeah, we are being bombed a little bit. I'm gonna put one on that and repair. But yeah, this is when you want to start going slow because there is a chance of you accidentally going too quickly and killing stuff unintentionally fast. Alright, so after much gnashing of teeth, bitching, moaning, and thought I was about to fucking have a aneurysm because I thought I lost, we have done it. We've crossed the channel, we've claimed Istanbul. We have done a number on the, uh, Turks while taking little to no damage in return. It's honestly quite impressive. But yeah, no. So we're gonna be making a mad dash to basically get the hell over the border as quickly as possible. We're currently killing another pocket little there. I think they have. Okay, so it says they either have 7 or 13 divisions. Yeah, no. So they got pretty badly hammered. We just have to kill all this quickly enough. Thankfully, their divisions one-on-one are worse than mine. And yeah, no, this will be pretty easy from here. Smooth sailing, to say the least. Glad to see my heart finally go back into my chest. Did I see something about Balkan community and security and stuff like that? Yeah, sorry, Turkey, but that's not gonna go well. I promise you that. Oh, damn. The goat has passed away. But in time to see Turkey get absolutely curb stomped. What a revolutionary. Okay, guys, we actually fucking did it. Jesus H. Christ. That took so long. I am so glad to say we have finally kicked Turkey's arse. Oh, that's a weight off my back. Um, we're still a little bit on a ways out from doing uh be able to restore that, but I'm gonna rush to do that. I don't think. Let me check. Do we have to be at peace to do that, or can I? Because I think I might. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Oh shit! I thought I had to do that whole thing. Rise of the Byzantine Empire, guys. Alright, so now with the Turks all but obliterated and the Byzantine Empire reestablished, we have a slight problem. That being the fact of we now have to deal with the Romanians. So we're gonna group up all of our guys. Do either of these have an infantry leader yet? Let me look. No. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna group up the two armies. I'll say we'll have 23 in total, and we're gonna line them up on the border with Bulgaria. I'll just throw them all over there. What we want to do is basically we need to rush down to our focus where we can make our own uh, faction. Once we do that, I'm pretty sure we have to get down to this, which I don't know. I restored the empire, so I don't know why that's an option, but I believe we have to finish these two to then be able to make our own faction to invite the Bulgarians. Because we need to go through the Bulgarian lands to go kill Romania, which we are still at war at. Alright, so despite my best efforts, Bulgaria has decided that they will not join our lovely little nation uh, group. So we're gonna have to use some brute force when it comes to convincing them of the error of their ways. Oh yeah, also and Europe is burning down, so that's fun. We'll we'll have a good time here in the Balkans. They can have fun over there. We'll just keep to ourselves. All right, so declaration is ready. Let's go in. I'm gonna turn this down a bit because while there's no way in hell they're gonna beat us, I would like to try to do this without sustaining too many casualties. Because while we still have a very large manpower pool due to our now uh, Turkish peoples, I would like to try to minimize the damage that these guys will cause. So just try to encircle troops whenever possible and just snake your way through Bulgaria. Alright, so Bulgaria is gone. Right now we're just gonna try to race through Romania as quickly as possible. Since they were preparing for attack on the coast and not on their southern border, there are no troops here, so you just have to try to rush and take as many VPs as possible. And yeah, no, just continue the whole snaking process that we talked about earlier. I was gonna say they will be a bit more of a tougher nut to crack, but since we already have their main capital, we just have to quickly get as much of this done as possible before the guys from the coast show up. So can you just continue just snaking? I'll say I built up somewhat of an air force in the background. It's nothing too fabulous, but if you have any, you can throw them up on air superiority. I was gonna say it's nothing special. It's just whatever the basic fighter ones are. You don't have to. It's just something I thought would be a good idea to have. And there we go. Through sneaking, kicking in teeth, and also honestly, I feel like doing the spying parts honestly really helped in alleviating much of the pain and suffering that I normally experience with Romania. Yeah, no, we have claimed the Romanian territories. So I'm gonna take all of this, I'll puppet that a little bit because Russia will come for that. And I don't want to care, so yeah, no. Um, puppet this area, submit commands, confirm, and exit. And there we go! The Byzantines are back on the map. Germany is kicking the Allies' butt, and we are in control of this lovely territory. Now, from here, there's a couple ways you could go. I mean, there's a. Oh, can I invite some defection? Yugoslavia! Hey, you want to join? You know what? Sure, buddy. Can I have fun? This probably will not lead to terrible side effects, but, yeah, no. We have the Byzantine coalition, we have the Axis, and we have the Allies. Looking pretty bad, if I do say so myself, and Japan is curb stomping the Chinese United Front. So, anyhow, that's gonna be it for this lovely video. I mean, I could continue here, but there's a couple paths. I mean, you could go fight the Italians and go take go for your different triumphs. So, the triumph in the Balkans, triumph in India, triumph in Levant, all those different areas. I'm not going to because I have other things I need to do today. But you can certainly do that. But anyhow, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and hopefully a slightly better quality video compared to my last one. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.